you know, given that having trans characters, sadly, is still relatively new to the theater, uh, it's been a quite it's raised a lot of questions about who can cast the play. Does the casting person have to be trans and non-binary? It raises the question: trans and non-binary, are they the same? That question, and then it raises the question of, does everything need to be a sort of a kind of one for one? So a trans man plays me, a trans person casts it, a trans person has to direct it, or like where are the lines, and how do we make decisions? And so in the process of this, I was looking at some resumes of casting people, and I noticed on a resume somebody had put that they specialize in authentic identity casting, and uh, I was provoked by that. Let's say authentic identity casting. What is an authentic identity, and how would somebody? So in my case, I'm adapting my memoir, so someone will play me, and what would be my authentic identity? I would not say my authentic identity is just trans man. I would have many component parts to what that would be. And so so the and then I've done a lot of reading in this area, and the kind of the idea of somebody has to represent exactly who they're going to play, or somebody has to be casting it who is exactly like the person who wrote the play. And the kind of the argument against that is, where is imagination going to go? Like, what do you mean we all have to play ourselves, or we all have to cast ourselves, or we all? And so I've been really trying to think about where these sort of disparate, authenticity versus imagination, where these kind of suddenly disparate notions have can connect. And one of the things that I've been working on is thinking about what are the ethics of imagination, and could we begin as a community of theater makers to say that it's not simply I can imagine anything I want and anybody can do any play, but it also may not be that we assume uh, trans equals trans, black equals black, gay equals gay, that we're more complex than that. And so an ethics of imagination might be that our decisions have to be rooted in historical research and conversation. Anyway, this is kind of, I don't know, this is just, I think, a fascinating topic. I don't think it's an answerable question, but I feel like as a community of theater makers, we have to find a way to have dialogue. And so that was one sort of thought I had about maybe a way in. And then I think the other piece to it, which is completely impossible and idealistic, but as a larger theater community, I think we have to commit to asking questions rather than making accusations. And I worry so much about what's happening in terms of, I think a lot of people who share at least, a basic sense of core values about people and humanity, which, a third of Americans, just talk about this country, don't share. And so those of us who do have some connection, that can we approach the ethics of imagination with a sense of generosity, with a sense of open-mindedness, with a sense of willingness for dialogue, versus, it's this or it's that. You did it wrong, you did it right, and that's, we need language that will foster that, I think.